is the one I really want to talk about because I'm not quite sure. Well, I am quite sure where I sit on this Louisiana secession. I think that's what we'll call it, right? There is a group of people who have last night, I think this happened last night, Louisiana Supreme Court voted to allow residents to secede from the Democrat-run Baton Rouge and create their own city. So the Louisiana Supreme Court, heavily Republican, again, apartheid exists in America, voted, because this is the process, this is government. So you don't like it, this is why. Why should I vote? Well, this is why. Because when people get into these positions, they get to gerrymander you out of power. Now, there's an argument to be made, and I'm going to make it because this is the audience that I can make it with. But the new city is called St. George. It will have nearly 100,000 people, making it one of the states, Louisiana's largest cities in population. So off the bat, they become a powerhouse. And they have a larger tax base because most of these people have money. They own homes. And this country was founded to support and to propel the notions of wealthy landowners. America was founded to give rights to white male landowners. This is the foundation of this country. Wealthy land. Most of these people who owned people during the Civil War did not go to war. It was the people that didn't own people who aspirationally wanted to. And so they fought for something that they didn't even have, which are enslaved people. 90%, I want to say like 80% of the people that donned the Confederacy, the flag and all of that and lost because they're losers, were fighting for an institution that they didn't even participate in. And here we go again. But not in this case, though. These residents that were allowed to secede, how do you feel about it? 866-801-8255. I'm going to have this question rolling for the entirety of the show because I feel at what's wild about this, and I've said this before, 75% of Americans who identify as white already live in segregated communities and towns. They already self-segregate. 3/4 of white folk in this country. Their whole states, from Maine to New Hampshire, North and South Dakota, Montana. There are places all over the country that are like 95 to 99% white. There are whole counties in Kentucky that are 95, 99% white. There are whole counties in New York that are 95, 99% white. The segregation is already here. So this is a sub-segregation. Like what's the goal here? So it's a wealthy suburb. They didn't want to live around. Is it race? Is it class? So I would love to invite the mayor, Sharon Weston Broome, on. She tried to stop it. She sued. She's suing. She sued last year to try to stop it. Well, the Supreme Court, because again, we see what the Supreme Court can do. It's very powerful. Said no, they can do whatever they can secede if that's what they want. They got their own town. How do y'all feel about it? Is it race? And let me ask you honestly, and this is a question I just want y'all to sit with for a second. Don't knee-jerk call up. If you live somewhere, everyone who's listening to my voice, you live somewhere. How do you like your neighborhood? Do you live in a nice neighborhood? What's the makeup of your neighborhood? I want to get some. I'm gonna do some poll taking today. If you live in a great neighborhood, what makes it great? Is it the schools? Because they're arguing the schools are bad. East Baton Rouge, the population was 47%, 47.2% white, 47.4% black. This is probably the most diverse area in Louisiana, right? Median income, $56,000, which is, I think, pretty good for Louisiana. But these folk, median income, $73,000. Oak Hills Place, $77,000. These are the 100,000 folk. Their income is $20,000 more annually, the median income. So they're now seceding. They get to have their own town, their own tax base, their own school system, their own everything. Whose resources are they using? Build their own businesses. Are you okay with that? Listen, America's already segregated. So to me, all the outrage over the segregation, The country's already segregated. What are we doing? I want you to sit with this question. No. Why is white flight a problem for a Black community? Do you need the white people to elevate your neighborhood? I'm asking a question right now. Why can't they go with God? What's the problem here? Is it race? Is it race? Do we need the people to be in the community? I grew up, as I've told you many times, and I had one white lady on the block, Miss Bucky, who lived in that house till she died. Her daddy built the house. I tried to buy it. My father wouldn't do it. And that's okay. And then a man from Brooklyn who was white bought it. So exchanged hands from white to white. We had one white person in the whole neighborhood the whole time I grew up there. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful community. And it wasn't just my street. It was the whole neighborhood in East Orange called the presidential section. We had Grant, Sherman, Madison, Monroe, Arlington, Roosevelt, Lafayette, which I lived on. And it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. That's all I'm going to say.